All right, so we're recording now. Welcome back.
Oh my god,
What?
we forgot our ice creams.
Oh my god. Honestly, we're probably gonna go get some after this. This is the second episode in a day. Need to catch up on a couple since Alex here went on a vacation.
Alex in Paris.
All right, so this episode we're going to be doing AITA, which is Am I the Asshole, which is a popular subreddit on Reddit, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of this has already been done on YouTube, but we just kind of wanted to put our 2 cents on it. Alex is new to all of this, so
I never heard of it before she told me about it. So.
yeah. All right, so
Oh, warnings here. I might not understand the situation, so
I will have to explain it to
Yeah,
her in
so
Korean. All right, so we're gonna
understand
start
this.
off with the first one. I'm gonna be reading the posts. Okay, so am I the asshole for telling cashier that wasn't the girl's credit card? Okay, we'll get into the story.
Oh.
Throwaway because husband told me I was TA and want to know before I get home and argue. It's phone format, so like it's a little bit weird. Okay, so I was in a higher end department store today. Rhymes with Bloomingdale's, so basically Bloomingdale's department store.
Oh.
And happened to end up next to two teenage girls while shopping. One of the girls had picked out a pair of very expensive boots, and they were both fawning over them. So basically, they really wanted the boots, right? Girl with boots. Second girl must have looked at price tag and asks Boots girl if she's really gonna spend that much money on the boots. The girl with the boots says something along the lines of, "It's fine, I have my dad's credit card, I'm not paying," which instantly caught my attention because that's not her card. I honestly don't understand why he's so obsessed over this, but I've told my son multiple times he's never allowed to use my card, so I'm interested to see how the girls thinks she's going to get away with fraud, but had split up from the girls at this point because they had found something else. So at this point,
And they
he just
parted.
overheard the conversation and they're somewhere else. We end up at the same register, me being behind them, and I see her total hit well over 4 digits. So that's like $1,000 basically, more than $1,000.
이런 거네.
The girl is about to swipe her card when I decide that I can't let her get away with something like this, and someone has to parent this kid if no one else will. I tell the cashier that isn't her card, but her father's, and I'm not sure she has permission. Girl and friend turn and glare at me, giving me possibly the dirtiest look I've ever seen. I swear this girl was going to throw a tantrum right there. I don't think she was ever told no. Girl tells cashier her father gave her the card to shop with because it's the store's credit card and it gives him the points, right? Now that I've pointed out it wasn't hers, the cashier tells her she can't use that card. Girl tries to show ID to prove they have the same last name. Yeah, that'll help. And I tell her it's still fraud. Girl says it's not fraud because she has permission and tells me to mind my own business. I tell her that it is my business and that she's doing something illegal. She needs to pay with her own card or I will call the cops. Now the girl is pissed and people are glaring at me. She uses her own card and leaves crying. Cashier looks mad at me and I tell my husband when I get home only for him to agree I was in the wrong. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Okay, now this is what I call fucking 오지랖.
Yeah?
What is
yeah.
오지랖 in 오지랖? So basically, you're overstepping your line. It literally just like
mind
the
your own business.
literally, you're not her parent. Like that part where she
said, I'm parenting.
yeah,
Oh,
I need to parent
like,
her because no
are
one else
you
will.
are you her parent? Like at this point, are you literally her mother?
Right. I don't understand. Like, listen, fraud or not, whatever. If the parents did or did not give her permission to use the card to shop, it's not your fucking prerogative
Business.
to stand there and be like, "That's fraud. That's not her card. Now you put everybody else in an awkward situation. The cashier, hearing this, obviously cannot go ahead with something that might potentially be quote unquote fraud, right? Because it's like something, it might be in their policy or whatever. But still, you are literally
Crossing the
so fucking
line.
unbearable. I swear, I swear this person must kill the vibes at all the parties.
All the time. Like she just can't get the situation. Like if she saw that the girl 그러니까 카드를 주웠어.
If you saw her like picking up the card from the floor, like if
Yeah,
you saw
like
her
if she really like stole something from the like street, that's the matter. But
Right.
this is not the case.
Right. And if you did, wow, good for you, outstanding citizen, great. But like literally, you're not her parent. You don't know what's going on. She might actually have gotten permission. Either way.
Either way,
Either
what
way,
the
they deal with it on their own. Their family will deal with that on
it's
their own.
their
you know?
family's problem.
Right?
What's the
Like who? Like here's the thing. Like I get standing up in a situation that you think is wrong and saying your piece. Like yeah, I totally get that. But in this situation, like come on, you have literally no like
responsibility or
Yeah.
no right to say something?
exactly. I honestly, yeah, this is like a no-brainer. You're the fucking asshole.
Yeah,
like
that's
I don't
right.
care. Like yeah.
I just didn't want to finish this situation.
Exactly. Right.
Like I even hate the fact that she kind of eavesdropped
Mhm.
something that girls actually was saying.
Okay.
Like it was personal,
Yeah, it was.
but you didn't have to make it public.
That yeah. Moving on. We'll
Yeah.
go on to
God, hate those people.
Okay. So, am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend it's my car, not our car, and considering hiding the keys? Okay. My girlfriend and I are in our early 30s and have been together for 10 years.
So they're in 40s. Yeah.
No. They're in their early 30s. 30살
아 지금
초반대고
30살인데
10년
10년을
동안
만났다고.
만났어. Yeah, okay. We've lived together for over 7, but we both don't see the need to do an official marriage. 결혼할.
Just 동거? Okay.
I've always been a car guy and recently purchased a used Corvette. I'm not loaded by any means, which means like wealthy. It is used from 2008, so it's a used car, right? It's not the greatest model in the world, but it's what I could afford and it makes me happy. Hopefully when I'm older, I can afford a nicer one. This is my second car. I have my truck as my daily car. Now, I'm not one of those dictators that says my girlfriend can't drive it. She's a safe driver and I trust her. My rule has just been to ask me to make sure I don't plan on using it first. Valid. Recently, we've been having issues. I'm getting home from work 2 to 3 days a week to find the car gone. I called the girlfriend and she wanted to take it to go to happy hour with her friends. She has a house showing, she has a dinner, etc. Do you know what happy hour is?
술 싼 시간?
Point is, that's right. Point is, there's always some sort of reason she has that she's taking it for. This has begun to annoy me. I paid for it with my own finances, and personally, I don't think she has a right to do with it whatever she wants to. I do think of it as my car and not our car. I told her as much after I reminded her my conditions, and she brushed me off. She basically said my reasons are dumb and she can do what she wants since we live together. I told her it's not hers to use freely and it is my car. She still brushed me off and says I'm being selfish for not sharing, but there's times I plan on using it and it's gone because she took it. I should never have that problem. Now, I'm considering hiding the keys from her or most likely just taking the keys with me when I go to work. Am I the asshole? You want to go first? Should I go first?
I think you could go.
I don't think he's the asshole.
Yeah, me too. I don't think so.
I am very like I'm that type of person that's very protective over my shit, and like my pens, like I don't like it when people touch my shit without asking, like no matter who you are, if you're my mom, my sisters, my best friend, I don't care. I think it's a sign of respect to whenever you want to use something or you want to touch something that's not yours, you ask the owner.
Me
And I think
too.
that's like the like standard.
Yeah.
And it's just a sign of respect, right? Because if I want to like wear your hat, I'm not going to fucking take your hat and wear it and be like, oh, I'm going to take this, I'm going to wear it. No, I'm going to be like, hey, I really like this hat, like can I wear it this weekend when I go out with my friends? And you say yes, and great. Same thing with like my iPad, like clothes with my, I have 3 younger sisters, right? And we all have like similar body types and stuff like that, similar styles, so we all borrow each other's clothes. But the thing that makes me angry is when they never ask me and they wear it out and then it comes back all dirty and shit. Or I'm planning to wear it this weekend but they wear it out on Friday and it's like smells of cigarettes or something like that from the bar. Or if it's like if it's new and I haven't worn it yet and they just wear it out, that kind of thing pisses me off. And like what pissed me off more about this is that he stated his conditions and she said okay.
Yeah.
Listen, like he paid for that with his own money. Like if you're married, I guess like, you know, your assets are my assets or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But if you have boundaries set up, you follow those boundaries, and I 100% go by that. Like
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
you are not the asshole here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is right for what he is going to do. Like he can hide his.
He has every right to.
Yeah, he has every right to do that.
Honestly,
he paid for it, and as you said, he stated that if she just tell when she's going to use it, then and if that is just confirmed, I think he has a really. I think he was really generous when he first stated even that
right.
she can actually use that after having permission.
Right,
having permission,
exactly.
so.
Yeah. I honestly just don't understand like the girlfriend's response to this. We're living together, I can do what I want. Fuck you. Obviously I'm not gonna say that to my partner, but it's like, you know, it tells me a lot about your character in general. And I feel like if I was dating somebody to the point where I was living with them and I just found out like this is how they're acting, that would really put a different light to this whole relationship in general.
Right. I think I'm going to like 진짜 깰 것 같아.
Exactly. Like it's just I just don't understand how you can be so like nonchalant about it. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He doesn't really respect my things and that what things that I have, and even it's a car.
And it's not even if it's a car, it's a fucking car.
Yeah,
And it's a Corvette, although it's
Yeah,
used,
I know.
like 2008 model, whatever. It's something that he really likes and bought for himself and has some sort of sentimental value to him. And if, like, I just...
Yeah, and I hate her attitude and that she's saying that he's dumb.
Right.
Like, at what point? I think she's dumb.
Honestly, like, some people might say, oh, why are you being childish, hiding the keys, that's childish. Like,
It's not childish.
It's not. Like, at some point, you need to, you know, if you don't want that person to keep doing that, you have to find a way. If talking doesn't work,
You gotta find another way. I think, I think it's going too far. He might have to break up with her.
right. I mean, yeah. Sometimes, like, I don't want to be, like, that type of friend or that type of person where, like, whenever you tell me some problem you have, just break up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I don't want to do
But,
that too.
like, you know, if you feel like you lost respect for this person and you think that this person has never had respect for you or your belongings in general, it's something, like I said.
That could be a problem.
Yeah, it says a lot about their character, and it's something that definitely needs to be considered.
Yeah.
Anyways,
oh my
that
God.
was easy. All of these are pretty easy.
Pretty
honestly.
easy.
All right. Next one. Am I the asshole for jokingly calling my girlfriend useless? Maybe. Just from the title.
Useless? Like,
How would you
뉘앙스는 뭐야? 우리나라로?
Useless. 쓸모없다.
너 진짜 쓸모없다. Like this?
In a joking manner. Yeah.
너 진짜 쓸모없다. Like this?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Just from the title. But okay. I, 30 male, jokingly called my girlfriend, 22 female,
22 female.
Stop focusing on the age.
What's like 9 years old and older than her?
Okay. We just came back from the store, and I asked my girlfriend if she could go close my car's window because I forgot. She said no because she was busy putting the groceries away. I said, okay, then can you give me my keys? She once again said that she was busy with the groceries, but I said she could stop for 3 seconds and give me my car keys. She said, no, you can get them yourself while I finish. So I was like, oh my God, you're so useless, and went to close my car's windows. When I came back, she wasn't in the kitchen anymore and found her in our bedroom. I asked if she was done with the groceries, but she ignored me. I asked what was wrong, and she said, are you serious? You literally called me useless because I was busy and I couldn't do what you wanted. So I told her that I was just joking and didn't mean it. But she went back to ignoring me and stayed in our bedroom for the rest of the day. Honestly, I didn't think she was going to get that mad. I was just joking. I told my friends about it, and they told me that I was the asshole because whether it was a joke or not, it's not okay to call your GF useless. And now I wonder if they're right. I was just joking, but maybe I shouldn't have called her useless. So, am I the asshole? I'm gonna say, if feelings were hurt, you're the asshole. Yeah, I get like jokes and stuff like that. There are at some point, you do have to learn to laugh at yourself, if like the situation is lighthearted and stuff like that. Yeah, there are some people that can take this as a joke and be like, yeah, I guess I'm useless and move on. But some people can't, and you have to respect that, I feel like. Right? Yeah, I honestly think like... go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I think he can be an asshole at this situation, but not in like general. Like that woman in the cashier, she can be an asshole, like in general. But like in his case, it was a joke, but he crossed the line.
Right.
If she was hurt.
But how would you react in this type of situation?
If I was a girl?
Like, you were putting the groceries away. Can you give me my keys right there? No, I'm busy. You say you're busy. You're so useless. Oh my God. And he takes the keys and leaves. How would you feel?
I would just stop him at the door.
But you
say that again.
Oh, okay. What'd you say, bitch?
What'd you say?
For me, I think the whole reason why I'm saying it's an asshole, like a joke is a joke, like depending on who you are and how you take it. Okay, whatever. Jokes aside, I think the part that got me a little bit angry was that in this case, I feel like you're kind of useless. Like, literally, you can just walk. Like, yeah, your girlfriend is literally just busy putting the groceries away, which, first of all, you're not helping with.
Yeah.
If you helped her with that, you could
both be much easier.
Both be done and, like, stuff like that. You can just also walk over to the fucking counter and, or whatever, and get your keys, right?
Yeah.
And him just being like, oh, you're useless. Like, you can say the same thing about you. You can joke about that about yourself as well. Like, yeah, honestly, like, you can't step, like, But at the same time, if it's, like, right next to her, like if I were her...
Right next to her?
and I was putting I'd be like, hey, and I throw him the keys, yeah. So, like, if you put it in, like, into both people's perspectives, it's like you're both kind of, like, being childish at this point, kind of,
I think the important thing in this case is the location of the key.
So, like, trying to be realistic at the so it's such a logical where were the fucking keys?
Like, how many centimeters were they away? Like, if she was like close for 1 centimeter more,
it's going a little bit too far.
Then she might have a problem. But
right. But honestly, yeah, I
think yeah.
You know what? If
where are the keys? Where are the fucking keys?
Either way, I think, you hurt her feelings and it felt like, and I think I'm trying to see it in her point of view. She's putting the groceries away and you're fucking calling her useless at that point. Like, it's just like, bro, what the fuck? If she felt hurt, you're the asshole,
I think he has to change his like words.
Right, like sometimes people say shit, like without thinking and then just pass it off as a joke sometimes, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sorry, but I am the kind of person. I was.
I think I still am that type of person sometimes,
Yeah, sometimes. But people kind of does that. When they think they're close and that we are kind of friendly with each other.
Yeah, you get too comfortable and then you start being like,
you cross the line. That might happen. So, first of all, the thing that I don't like is that he's 9 years older than her and he's calling her that she's useless. So, he's not like 어른이 아니네.
Anyways, all right, moving on. Am I the asshole for calling my friend's proposal disrespectful? All right, so here's the deal. My friend, 27 male, decided to propose to his girlfriend of 3 years, Dina, 26 female. The two met at a bar pre-COVID and were just chatting at first, but it quickly led to more, and eventually the two of them moved in together and discussed marriage. Personally, I think they're a great match, and my friend Stefan has never been happier. He told me that he was planning to propose to Dina, and I was ecstatic. Well, the day of the proposal hits, and I called Steven the next day, which was last night, to congratulate him. But he wasn't happy. He told me that Dina said no. I was shocked and asked if he knew why. He said that he didn't like how he proposed. Okay. Now here's the thing. I knew he was going to pop the question, but I didn't know how he was going to do it. He thought it would be romantic to propose at the place they met. Yes, the bar. So they met at a bar and now he wants to go back. Already I could kind of see why she might not like that, but I decided to ask her privately because she and I have gotten pretty close. She confided in me that it's because she told Steven multiple times that she didn't want to have a public proposal and that she was horrified he would do it at a bar of all places and that she felt disrespected and that he didn't accommodate that. I told Steven that his proposal was honestly really disrespectful and seriously kind of messed up, to which he told me I was being an insensitive asshole and should be supportive as his friend rather than talking down on him. But I don't know if I'm wrong here. Am I the asshole for calling my friend's proposal disrespectful? Edit to clarify. I am actually female for those saying him. Alright, so...
여사친?
Okay, so I don't know how I feel about this. So they're both friends, right? She's friends with Steven.
Yeah, and
the girl was friends with Steven's first and then got close to Dina.
Yeah.
Now, listen, here's the thing, like, I don't know how Dina might have felt in this situation, if she wanted you or this female to tell Steven why she rejected him, because Dina might have told that to her in private.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like if I were Dina, I would want her to kind of tell him, like, Steven about why she didn't accept his proposal. But what's kind of making me is that, like, you didn't really have to say it that way. I feel like if I were the girl, the
주인공?
the OP, the original poster, I would have went to Steven and be like, listen, she told you multiple times she didn't want a public thing, and she felt disrespected by that. I think that's
that might be the reason.
Yeah, you should definitely talk to her about that. Like, think about what you did, But I wouldn't be like, you're just like, what did she say?
Your proposal was
disrespectful
disrespectful.
and seriously kind of messed up. Like, I don't know how close they are, and of course, like, when you're friends, you'd be like, hey, you fucked up, dude. Like, she told you, like, yeah, you can say stuff like that, but I don't know.
They might be like that close, and she can be.
Let's say that they are. I wouldn't really say that she's the asshole.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it, because like if that's my friend and he got really messed up, then I would say that, 야, 너 진짜 망했다.
Yeah, like, you fucked up.
Yeah, you fucked up, man.
But like at the same time, he felt hurt because he just got rejected.
Oh yeah, that's the
he just
point.
got rejected. He thought he was gonna spend the rest of his life with Dina, but she fucking said no. So his feelings are hurt, and maybe he just wanted a friend to console him, and that was the OP, the original poster. I get that. I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted here.
Yeah, I'm kind of conflicted.
I would not say like asshole. Really,
yeah, I wouldn't say that.
But I would be like, hey, maybe check up on your friend and make sure he's okay first, and then kind of talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, ease into it. Right? That's what I would have done. Let's say, like, it was you and you proposed to somebody and you fucked up. I would have been like, hey, you okay? It's okay. Like, I'm sure she might, like, you love her, and I know she loves you too, or he loves you too. Maybe you guys can talk it out. But I heard, she told you multiple times that she didn't want a public proposal, and you did kind of ignore that. And I feel like she's very hurt, and maybe she's like, double thinking things, because maybe in that aspect she felt like you disrespected her requests, and maybe she thought about what that can mean in the long term for your relationship. Like, if you don't respect this now, what can happen in the future? Stuff like that. Maybe you need to talk to her. But yeah, something like that. I wouldn't have been like, hey, that's disrespectful, and that's really.
Like, I'm crying here. Oh my god, my girlfriend
yeah,
rejected me, and you just come up to me and say you were disrespectful. And if you say that, I would kind of say,
you'd be hurt, right?
I'll
You're
be hurt.
kicking somebody while they're down, basically.
Yeah, that's not good, but it depends on the situation. Like,
Right.
you have to show your friend a respect that he is sad for the situation, and you have to give some empathy with that.
Right.
And then, as you said,
Kebake, I feel like this is. I don't
kebake.
have a definite answer for this, honestly.
but she's not that an asshole, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that as well. All right, next one.
Wait, but I do have one question regarding on this.
Huh.
If someone proposes you,
Hmm.
and you said you don't like the public, proposal, and he
Okay.
did it, would you reject it?
Depending on how big it is. Like, give me an example of, like, what this public proposal is.
Like that, just
Like, at the bar?
Yeah,
Like,
at the
is it,
bar.
like, set up and everybody's, like, handing me flowers and they're, like, holding candles or whatever? Or is it just, like, we're chilling at a bar, it is public, but he, like, shows me the ring while we're sitting at the bar, and he's like, hey,
But
I
everybody
remember.
noticed it, and they clapped.
Honestly, for me-
they're like 수근수근. Oh my god, I think they're proposing.
Honestly, for me, like, obviously, I don't want this huge event. Like, most girls, I feel like, don't want that huge proposal. But for me, I would be lenient towards that. Like, if it's something lenient, like, 봐준. I'd be lenient towards that, because for me, like, a big proposal is like something like you have like random people, you give them flowers and they come up to you and then they're like, oh, will you marry me, or blah blah blah, like this fucking fireworks in the
He's
sky,
calling baby.
and shit like that. Like, that's kind of, I don't know, I just feel uncomfortable and stuff like that. But if it was just like something like they proposed, and people started congratulating me and stuff like that, I would be okay, because if we talk about marriage in general, it means I as a person have never really felt comfortable with marriage in general. So if I ever decide to like we talk about proposals or marriage and stuff like that, it means I really, 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 really love you, and I really want to spend the rest of my life with you. So obviously I'd be like, yeah, okay, but I'd be like, that was a little embarrassing. Oh my god, you know. But I'd be happy nonetheless. Personally, that I got engaged to the love of my life. You know.
I think we have to think about Dina as well.
Yeah, and there are people that really, 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 truly hate like any inkling of a public like like thing. Like they, it is a very intimate thing. It's not like a show. Hey guys, you know, blah, blah,
I'm getting
like,
married.
There are people like that want the attention for that type of thing, which is great. You know, all the power to you. But there are so many people who's like, okay, a proposal is just between you and me. I want to keep things intimate, just somewhere that only we know, and then we'll gradually tell other people. Like there are so many people that are like that, and I feel like you definitely need to listen when somebody tells you, I don't want
the public to be public. Understood. Yeah, it depends. If you like shout out to everyone, like in the street, like in Myeongdong, if he does that.
I fucking love you.
Will you marry me? I would like literally run away.
You would?
If someone like in the middle of nowhere. If that happens, I might. But
I would be embarrassed, but I feel like at that point I'd be like, okay, and then I'd go home and talk to him about it.
Yeah. Like,
but would you reject him?
No, I wouldn't reject him even if he like made it too public.
But here's the thing, like another factor I feel like this has to consider is that the fact that in the beginning they said that they moved a bit quickly, right? And so I feel like when you're trying to, of course, there are so many marriages that you might have met for like, 2 months and got married, and you live like a beautiful life.
40 years.
Yeah, 40, 50, 60 years of marriage. Great. But sometimes you really don't know what this type of person is at that point if things are going too fast. So like maybe Dina had a wake-up call and be like, yeah, this guy isn't like,
he's not listening.
Respect me, and maybe that is something that is really, really, really important for her. Then you know what? All the power to her. She has the right to refuse, and if she doesn't want to marry you because of that, it's valid. Yeah,
that's the point, right? Like they weren't together that long,
right?
So that's the point.
They
met in pre-COVID.
They met at a bar pre-COVID.
So it's been 2 years, I guess.
And this was posted 18 hours ago, I think.
Yeah, then 2 years, or 2 or 3 years. That's long, though.
That is long. Okay, well, you know what? At that point, it's like maybe she just really, really didn't like the fact that he was not able to accommodate to her wishes, which is very respectful. I mean, if she wants to call it quits, she has a right to.
She has a right to. She has a right to reject and everything. But it depends on people. So let's go to the next one.
All right. So, am I the asshole for being embarrassed of my girlfriend's cosplay? Do you know what cosplay is?
Costume play.
Right. Yeah. My 25 male. He's male. Girlfriend, 24 female, had a double mastectomy 5 years ago.
Double mastectomy.
Removal of the breast because of cancer.
Oh.
Yeah. Double mastectomy. So that means not just one, both. 둘 다 이제 유방암인지 뭐 때문에. She had breast cancer and thankfully made a full recovery. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Unlike a lot of women, she didn't have any reconstructive surgery. This was before I met her. Do you know what that means?
다시 안 만들었던.
That's right. Yeah. So she didn't have surgery to make boobs again. I'm a big anime nerd, and last weekend I invited her to a small anime con with me convention. She's seen a few episodes of my favorite shows, but she's not really into anime. She does like cosplay though, and she works seasonally as an SFX artist at a haunted house near us.
SFX.
Skin effects makeup type thing. So she works like on haunted houses, does the makeup for people. So when I asked her to go to the con with me, she asked if she could cosplay, and I said sure. She got very excited and said I was going to love her costume. So I'll admit, I thought she was going to do something sexy for me. Well, not exactly. The day of the convention comes, and she showed up at my house cosplaying Dobby from MHA, specifically a look he has later in the manga. I have no idea who this is.
What did
We're
he
gonna
say?
have to look it up. Dobby from MHA.
Dobby.
DABI.
DABI.
Sorry, guys, from MHA.
MHA. MHA?
Mm. Sorry, guys, we're trying to kind of see what this guy looks like.
Oh my god.
Let me see. Oh, okay, so she dressed up as a male character?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I know who that is. Okay. Okay, so showed up at my house cosplaying Dobby from MHA, specifically a look he has later in the manga. It's a long white coat over white pants, no shirt. Her entire chest was exposed, and she'd obviously spent hours applying burn makeup. She has short hair that she dyes constantly. This time she bleached it white and dyed a few red streaks. Okay.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting her to show up without a shirt. Her burn scar makeup only covered half her chest, so you could clearly see her mastectomy scars. It wasn't a very attractive costume, especially since she'd gone all out with the scars and made them look raised and kind of realistic. We went to the con, and while a lot of people came up to take photos with her, I noticed several others looking at her chest. That evening, she said I'd been quiet all day, and I honestly told her I was a little embarrassed that she was flaunting her mastectomy scars like that. She got mad and said she was making the best of her situation and said I was being insensitive, and she's been distant ever since. I'm starting to feel guilty. Am I the asshole? Now, this might be a little bit too strong of an opinion, but fuck you. Fuck you, the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not you. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
Seriously.
fuck you.
Honestly, I thought that was so cool. Like her, making the best of her situation. She doesn't have the female parts that she, used to have, but she decided to go as a male who, obviously doesn't have a chest, and she wanted to incorporate her scars into the costume. And I feel like, you know what, you not being supportive of that and you feeling fucking embarrassed.
Yeah,
Who
what's
the
that?
fuck are
What?
you? She fucking battled cancer.
Yeah. She survived.
It's just like, I just don't understand, like, how can you,
How can you be embarrassed by the
if
person?
if I was the guy who would be like, yo, yeah, like, I would be flaunting her around and be like, she's like the best here or whatever, and you looking at other people looking at her chest like that, I would be like, hey, isn't that cool? I wouldn't tell her story for her, but I'd be like, some scars are real and she incorporated that into it. Isn't that cool? And, helping people understand what they're looking at instead of being like, fuck, they're looking at her chest. They know that, blah, 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 and feeling embarrassed. Like, who the fuck are you? Oh, this made me so angry. I don't know why.
이슈가 뭔데?
This made me so angry reading this. I swear to God. I would feel devastated if my boyfriend,
Ever said that to me, to my like scars or something.
like me personally, like some women, like battling breast cancer that had mastectomies, some of them don't really care.
Yeah.
Because obviously boobs or tits, chest don't equal women, right? But for me personally, I feel like I'd be very depressed and feel very low confidence in general if I didn't have, because I feel like, for me, I'd feel like less of a woman. But if something like this cosplay or this kind of thing like made me feel more confident to show off my scars and stuff like that, I feel like I'd want my fucking boyfriend
To
of
be
all
supportive.
people. Yeah.
Oh.
You are the fucking biggest asshole. Fuck you, and I hope your dick shrivels up and falls off. And I hope, you try to fucking do a cosplay without a bulge and shit. Your girlfriend is fucking embarrassed about you. Fuck you. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? I'm sorry. This made me so angry. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
He's 진짜 못됐다.
Yeah, I just don't know.
He's not respectful, and I think he doesn't really love her. If he's not proud of her, that means like 그럼 왜 사겨?
That's just honestly,
그렇게
it's
뭐
just
바랄
like,
것도 아니야. Oh my god. 하나니까 한국어. 하나니까 한국어.
I just
Oh my god.
it's just like she just went through so much only for somebody that she loves to think that she's embarrassing.
Yeah, break up with him.
Like literally.
So not
Yeah,
respectful.
I'm starting to feel guilty. Fuck you, stupid.
You had to.
I'm starting to feel
guilty.
Literally, just shut the fuck up. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting heated. So let's move on to the next one. Am I the asshole for refusing to tell my husband the gender of our baby after he skipped going to the doctor's appointment with me?
What? Tell me again.
One more time. Am I the asshole for refusing to tell my husband the gender of our baby after he skipped going to the doctor's appointment with me? So,
Yeah.
I don't know if in Korea gender reveals are a big thing, but in America gender reveals are a very big thing, and sometimes whatever. But yeah. So judging from the title, yes. No, you're not the asshole, I would say. He didn't go to a doctor's appointment with you.
I think I have to hear.
One more time.
No, I have to hear the whole
okay.
story.
My husband and I are expecting. This is our first baby, and we're excited. Thing is, he barely attends any doctor's appointments with me.
He's a bitch.
And his excuses aren't even valid. He's willing to miss the doctor's appointment over soccer or a drink or board games with friends. His response is always, I'm not the one carrying the baby. Why do I have to go see the doctor with you?
Oh my god.
Last week was my final straw. Sorry. He was supposed to come with me for the baby's gender reveal appointment, but he chose to not come last minute because his friend invited him to fish and chips meal.
What? The baby was over.
I'm kind of getting
And
hungry.
it was not over the fish and chips? That's shocking.
I was pretty livid, but didn't make a fuss about it. Mom
Why?
went with me instead.
Why didn't you make a fuss with it?
Honestly,
Okay,
I'd
sorry.
be too tired of all... He texted asking me to tell him the results, boy or girl, but I refused to tell him. He kept spam calling me, but I hung up each time. He came home fuming, demanding I tell him the results, but I refused and bluntly told him since he refused to attend the appointment, then he gets no results till after the baby's born, and said I was willing to die on this hill. Do you know what that means, die on this hill?
엄청 기다렸다고?
No. 그러니까 너한테 애기 태어날 때까지 얘기 안 해주는 거는 난 이거는 꼭 지킨다. I'm gonna die on this hill.
무덤까지 갖고 왔는데 약간.
Yeah. He went off calling me spiteful and immature for doing this and punishing him. He said he's the father and has a right to know. He then called me dramatic since I wasn't alone and mom was with me. I said he gets no results, period. He's been fuming about it and told his family, and they're now pressuring me to stop playing mind games with him and tell him, but I declined. Am I the asshole? No, you are
you're
not,
not.
baby girl. Good job. And
Good
you know
job.
what? Fuck the guy. Again, I'm using fuck a lot, but literally fuck the guy. Like going telling his family, my wife is not giving
Mommy, my wife is not telling
my wife is not
me.
because I don't show up for doctors. You know how stressful. Like, obviously, I was never pregnant before, but like hearing all the stories about your hormones are making you cry over like small things. You're tired. Your breasts are heavy. Your belly is heavy. You're breaking your back, and you have to go to these appointments to check if your baby's fine. You know, every little thing might be a sign that something's not okay. Like, you know, emotional support is something that is 100% needed, and it is not the fucking same with me going with my mom compared to the father of my fucking child.
Oh my god. And I am livid about the point that he said, I'm not the one carrying the baby.
Fuck you.
And
dude.
after that, I'm the father of the baby. What the fuck is up with that? You have to be consistent about your perspective.
It's just like he just wants to be there when things are not hard. He just wants to be there for the good times. Like, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Your
efficient.
Your PP was in my thing. You helped make this baby. Yes, I'm the one carrying it, but fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you, and go and you eat your fish and chips with your friend.
Literally.
Like the rest of your life.
Girl, I rarely say this, like, I don't, but you really need to, like, he sounds narcissistic to me. I don't know.
He sounds uncaring.
Narcissistic?
Yeah.
He just sounds very much...
God, he's...
Listen, baby, I 100% say this with my chest. You are not the asshole. Good job. And
Good
you know
job.
what? The parents, like,
Yeah.
I understand, like, if you don't hear the whole story, like, if my son said, hey, mom, my wife's not, I'd be like, hey, why not? I would ask her about it, but I wouldn't pressure. I'd be like, yo, my son's not fucking going to the doctor's appointment with you. Hold up.
Hold up, fucking...
Hold up. Wait, Steven? No.
Come!
I would fucking smack him across the face or something like that. I don't know, but, like, you know.
And I'm so... I feel so bad that eventually he will know the gender because the baby is going to come out. That's so bad. I think he would... 그러니까 평생 몰랐으면 좋겠는데.
You wish that he never knew.
Yeah, but I'm so sad that he's going to know the result anyway.
Honestly, I just like fear for them when the baby's born and afterwards.
I fear that he said that he's not the one carrying the baby, then he's not going to take any responsibility about raising a child.
He's not ready to have a child, honestly, I feel like.
Yeah, I think this is not a 준비된 아기가 아닌 것 같아.
You don't think it's a planned baby?
I don't know. I planned for the baby. I feel bad for the baby.
Okay, yeah. These are fucking... Okay. Last one. Am I the asshole for firing an employee after his parents died? Maybe, you know?
Sorry. But, again.
Oh my god. Alex on her fucking phone.
I just did that once.
Am I the asshole for firing an employee after his parents died?
Yes.
Point blank. End of the show.
I don't think we have to listen to the whole context.
Okay. I'm the VP, Vice President of Sales at a software company, and one of our sales development reps' parents passed away at the beginning of April. Sadly, they were involved in a car crash and both lost their lives. Rest in peace. I'm so sorry.
So sorry.
Now the employee in question is very young. He's 22 years old and has been with us for about 10 months now. He's a great employee, and we were thinking about promotions in the next 6 months for him. His job is a high-paying one for a new grad, about $90,000 with commission and base, so we expect a lot from this position. Sorry. Because of the accident, we let him take a month paid leave of absence from work, and he's returned a few weeks ago, and his performance is severely lacking. He's super unmotivated, not cold calling, outreaching to prospects for the last 2-3 weeks enough since he's come back. Our whole MGMT team has noticed this, management team has noticed this, and we decided to let him go because we feel like he'd need months and months to be able to produce again, and we can't just wait that long. We called him into a meeting on Friday afternoon and gave him the bad news. He was very calm and rude about it. Huh? Calm and rude?
Can be?
Okay. Told us to go fuck ourselves, and got up and went to his desk, grabbed his few things, and left. I thought this was very, very unprofessional and extremely rude. I told my boyfriend about all this, and he said myself and my management team are a bunch of asses and pricks with no hearts. Am I the asshole?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so yes, you are an asshole because you're kicking somebody who's down. But, like, at the same time, from, like, the company's perspective...
Yeah, to understand that.
Yeah, if your performance is... If this person is, like, has a very important role and it's lacking, it's going to cost the company, right?
Yeah.
But if I were the management team, I feel like I'd give them some time, right?
How about
But I would
non-paid?
have
Sorry, go on.
I would have somebody kind of help them work as like kind of a team or something like that. Um, give an opportunity for another person to have this position, so that this guy can have his promotion later on and maybe somebody else fill his seat. I would feel like I would have somebody kind of work with the guy on the projects and stuff like that,
Supporting.
or have somebody ready to kind of fill in the shoes for temporarily, I suppose.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
But I would never want to fire somebody if it's to the point where we're losing a lot of money or something like that, or I would feel like it would be a tough decision and you might have to fire the person, but still,
But
person to person, humanity-wise.
Yeah, humanity-wise, I think she can be like the person who wrote this can be an asshole because she felt he's rude about it.
Yeah.
I mean, she felt that he's rude. He's not rude. He's kind of pissed off
Right.
that the company is kicking him out, even though he was really in the downtime, and he can be rude.
Right.
But I know he can be not professional, but he lost his parents like on
And
an
now
accident.
his job.
And his job.
And while he's at it, since he lost his job, you know what? Fuck you. I would say that.
Fuck you. I would say that. Fuck you.
Right.
Like 내가 말하지 못할 게 뭐가 있어.
Right.
Like, I lost my parents. Fuck you.
Right. I lost my parents. I lost my job. Fuck you.
Yeah, I would say that too. And she felt that that's rude. I think she has lost her like humanity.
Right. Working in like corporate job, honestly, it does change you a lot. So like I don't really like, I understand some parts of like the management team and like having to consider like, all like the costs and whatever. Yeah, I get that. And it really like I feel like working in HR or like management team in general, like you need to have less empathy sometimes.
Yeah.
You're like kind of trained to
not feel something.
Right, because you need to be logical. You need to have the company's best interest at heart.
And you have to always make a decision by the numbers.
Right. So I get that portion, but still I feel like there could have been some ways that we could have like, helped the guy.
Yeah. He's young.
Yeah.
He's only 22.
That, maybe set up like a therapy session for him, like during work hours and stuff like that.
Or I could just, put a one-on-one with him and have a catch up with him, and I would ask him like, how many months or how many time do you need?
Okay.
And if he said like 2 months, then I would give him like unpaid
2 months. Okay.
2 months off.
Okay.
That's general. Like, I mean not general. Like, 그러니까 뭐라 그러지? 좀 it's like a human. I think 뭐가 뭐라 그러지? 솔직하다. 되게 마음이 좋다.
Should be the standard when it comes to like empathy.
I guess. Like, we have to understand him.
Yeah, honestly, like
It's not
I
paid.
would, as somebody who also is an employer, I would talk with him and I try to figure out, hey, how are things? I know things have been tough. It's only been a month, and years will not fix this. I know that. But there are some issues with some type of with the performance, and I know you're having a hard time, and I know it's going to take a long time to get back on track. I don't want to fire you, although that's what the management team wants. I want to help you get back on track as fast as possible while also respecting your time of grieving. So maybe we can work out some type of plan. Maybe you want to take some more time off, but it will have to be unpaid.
Yeah, I
But
would
do
say
you have
that.
any other means of income during that time? Like, is there something that we can help with, or maybe you can stay on team, but we get you some sessions of therapy or something like that. Maybe we can have like a group chat or something. As an employer, it is really hard to try to accommodate everything that like if you let's say I really really like you as an employee, I want to help you, but it's like at the same time I understand, like, as like the company, I can't do much.
Yeah, I
Because
can't do
if
much
it's
if
my
it.
company, honestly, I would be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna give you paid leave.
Yeah, me too.
Take your time, but I need you to do some certain things for me. If you can do that, hey, let's work this out. I want you to stay on this team. I want you to get back on your feet. If it was my company,
Yeah, if it was my company, I would do that too.
I
But
don't know.
to be
It's
realistic, company doesn't like what it costs.
right.
So, as a vice president herself,
Right.
should protect their teammates.
Right.
It's her responsibility to make the team like more humane.
I don't know.
That we're not the parts.
But either way, yes, you are a fucking asshole for kicking somebody who's down. They lost their parents and now they lost their job. And honestly, he lashed out on you, rightfully so, because
Rightfully.
he feels horrible, right? And he
Yeah.
probably knows that his performance is off. Like,
Yeah, of
everything
course.
is,
Like they know when they're off.
Mm.
So I actually hate that she felt that he's rude.
I don't know. I just. Anyways. Yeah,
I'm
so I guess
sorry
that.
for him, though.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know. Just whatever. But yeah, I guess that's like the last one. Do you want to do more or no?
What time is it?
It's 7 o'clock. And we.
No.
Oh,
8 minutes.
56. minutes.
56.
I guess we'll just end it here.
Yeah, so 56 is a good
Kinda
number.
hungry right now. Okay, alright, so that was Am I the Asshole? Episode 8. Honestly, we've just read like some of the top ones and some trending ones right now, so you might have heard it in other videos, but we just kind of wanted to give our 2 cents and stuff. Let us know if you liked it, and maybe we can do more. Also, guys, we have a link in our link tree where you can send in your secrets or maybe like relationship.
It's
type things.
anonymous, guys. You
It's
can
anonymous,
send
yeah. So, I mean, you don't have to, but we would like to give relationship advice or like
I know I
your
cannot.
juicy secrets or whatever. So yeah, link in the bio. So go click on that. Make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you for listening to Unkempt with your hosts Amber
and Alex.
Bye, guys.
Bye.